has started. All right.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Absolutely delicious. All right. So, what are we going over today, Cole?
We are going over the seven deadly sins.
Oh, yay.
Yeah,
Tons of
good.
fun.
Yes, this will be a short video, not
Quick one.
podcast.
Yeah, just a quick rundown. So, what is your take? Give me three goods, three pluses for this show.
Three pluses.
Yeah.
So season one, very important. Season one, I liked the animation. Like my favorite scene was when Meliodas caught that lightning spear from Gil Thunder.
Yes.
That was
That was
badass.
hype, especially
I
since it was
was
like
I was
across the
super
fucking
excited.
area. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I was super excited about the season when that happened. Um, I like the concept of it. I mean, it's cool general like story concept and like the mysterious part of like figuring out who the seven deadly sins are and what they actually are and what they do and you know, I like the uniqueness of that kind of story like knights and instead of, a lot of the stuff I see is like ninjas and shit.
I mean, if you watch
But that's because
Naruto,
that's
then yeah,
because I have a very narrow horizon of
yeah, very very small
shows. So
pool of shows to pull from as far
so for
as
me it was something new as far as
yeah.
story and like a world, I guess, the type of world it was is a good way to put it.
Um.
What about you?
Well, I mean, for me, I enjoyed the concept as far as like each sin has their own power. They're all really unique in their behavior. I like the concept of them being like outcasted
Yeah,
initially, like they were like excommunicated, and then they had to like work to sit there and gain the ability to sit there and like return to the kingdom, and like the storyline that led up for that. That was interesting. That was a cool little concept for me. That the heroes weren't seen as the heroes based off of someone else's lies.
that is true.
And it wasn't just like one character. Like Rising of Shield Hero is just one character where that happens, as
Yeah.
opposed to the entire cast of heroes and supporting characters being outcast. So that was cool. Enjoyed the animation in the first one, like you said. That whole scene with Little Gil. Uh, yeah, that was
Baby
that
Gil.
was that was pretty badass. Gil Thunder as a character in general, I love his character because like he's so super. He's kind of conflicted, but not really. He's like, screw it, it's for the kingdom, so whatever. As far as like his previous relationship with Meliodas, uh, to then have to sit there and basically hunt him down and like kill him on sight, or want to, or be ordered to kill him on sight based off of bullshit. But yeah, I like that premise. Like you said, I always like the medieval premises, even when
Yeah.
they're, or especially whenever they're not solely based around isekai, uh, or the isekai genre. Um, that's really about it. I'm not a fan of dubs, but the dub wasn't bad. Um, Elizabeth's voice is annoying, very much so.
I mean her voice is kind of annoying even not dubbed, but
Yeah, like just in general,
but
like
I think it's all the crying and shit that gets
the
to me.
crying and the whining, Sir Meliodas, every
Yeah.
5 seconds. Like I don't want to hear that. It's really irritating.
Yeah. So I mean I think just her like I think her like just general voice is kind of yeah.
That and then like going into more negatives. The like there's people out there that enjoy fan service for like every scene in the damn show. There's people out
Yeah.
there that enjoy fan service occasionally. There's people out there that don't mind it. I don't mind it if it's like, okay, cool. Like once every like blue moon it happens. Not freaking every scene in seasons 1 and 2, and I'm pretty sure 3, where well, 2 is only like 4 episodes. But yeah, where Meliodas and Elizabeth are in the same vicinity. Like there was a whole trial for them to get out of that damn swamp that revolved around him sitting there and snatching her damn panties. And I'm like, come on, bro. Like,
Yeah, I mean yeah, I think there were certain like I say like you said, I don't mind certain things like that. Like some of them are it's funny to see things come out of that. Like,
Yeah.
you have a bunch of super serious stuff and then something funny like that.
Random
But
comedic relief or random like etchy
yeah,
relief. Yeah,
but yeah, there's a point where it's kind of too much for
it's a
me.
pain in the ass, and it's like, come on, dude. Like Konosuba does it really, does it in an interesting way because like it does have like fan servicey stuff in it. It does have etchy stuff in it, but it's tied to the comedy because it's meant to be a not like super vulgar show, but it's
Yeah,
meant to be like off key for. It kind of turns like the isekai whole dropped in another world thing on its head,
yeah,
uh, because the main protagonist uh, is kind of meh. Like he's just like, I'm just a regular dude. Like I'm just trying to get the hell out of here.
yeah.
So this, not being an isekai genre, but also being in that medieval sense and having those etchy moments, it's just not done right. It's forced, and I hate whenever it's forced. It's irritating. Like,
Yeah, I mean, anything forced is annoing, but
yeah,
no
forced
matter what it is,
catchphrases, forced,
forced everything's
yeah,
kind of
it's
annoying.
just
But
kind of like, but that's really my biggest. There are a couple of my biggest issues with this. The animation, of course, it's the quality dipped over time, uh, for no reason other than pretty much
changing,
Netflix.
didn't they
Yeah,
change
they changed
studios?
studios, and Netflix was kind of like,
Yeah,
do we really want to do we even want to put out another season? So,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I don't like I said, since I haven't watched a whole lot of different animes, but even still, I could kind of tell that the animation was dropping a little bit after the season one.
yeah, those fight
Um,
sequences went from like, this is gorgeous to watch to like, am I watching somebody
the
do this in,
flurry of fists thing,
yeah,
that
where
one
it's just
always
kind
gets to me.
of
Where it's like,
that, stuff like Escanor versus Meliodas, and it's just like, it's like hitting
yeah,
each other. Yeah, it's all choppy and it just looks bad, man. Like
yeah.
it's
Now I have to make sure to mention my least favorite thing
oh
that I think ruined the show for me. Like I was like after season one, I was like, okay, it's still okay. But the part that ruined it for me is the power level thing. Like
yes,
I don't know what it is. It's just they brought it in, and I was like, I'm not feeling it.
it doesn't make any sense. The power scaling, because I haven't watched the show in a little while, but like just
Yeah,
doing a quick recap, I'm just like, oh yeah, that exists. Yeah, the
yeah,
power scaling thing didn't make any sense. Like it
yeah.
was like they were trying to, again, forced, like kind of like weird forced homage to Dragon Ball Z. Like, what's his power level, Vegeta? Like it's
Yeah.
it's pretty much what I got from that the first time I saw
Yeah,
it.
trying to find some way to justify, I guess, the fights
I
and
guess
like
like
I don't
it's
know
just so weird.
who wins what and
Yeah, and then it doesn't count because it's like, oh, well, you can have like a low power level, but if you have like a broken ass skill like freaking Meliodas' full counter, what are
yeah,
we gonna? Yeah, like it doesn't matter what the person's power level is if he can just counter the shit. So
yeah.
it's
Well,
just
and like the pig seeing it too. It's like
yeah, it's like why does the
hawk.
pigs the hawk sits there and Lord of Scraps sits there and he can see it. He can sit there and eat like certain enemies and gain their powers and then get stronger and it's just weird. Like the
I
like
will. I
his
mean,
mom is like
I
really strong.
will.
Like
Yeah, I will go back to a positive. I do like Hawk as a character. He
he's a
is
great
funny.
character. He
He's
makes me
pretty
think of
funny. Yeah,
Happy from Fairy Tale,
yeah.
but more
He's
useful.
yeah. He's definitely a funny
Oh
character
yeah,
to have in there.
yeah. He's see that's what I mean by like non-forced comic relief. He's a good non-forced comic relief character. Like
Yeah.
he's not, yes, he does silly shit on a constant basis, but that's his character.
I'm gonna beat your ass. You might be one of the Ten Commandments, but you're gonna lose.
Yeah, like he's a good balance of comic relief and in a weird way he brings a good spin to the team or to the characters in general. As far as like Bond can be like super chill but also super serious. Gother is just kind of aloof. Merlin's pretty much not always on screen because she's constantly studying shit.
Yeah.
Um, Meliodas is always basically front and center, and he's overly joyful all the damn
Yeah.
time. So
Most of the time.
yeah, most of the time, and then he'll randomly sit there and be like murder, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Escanor
don't.
just now got introduced. What, season 3, season 2,
Yeah,
season
he was
2?
later in.
Yeah,
He was somewhere after they introduced the 10 Commandments.
yeah,
I mean, I think the overall concept of like the reincarnation of like Elizabeth
yeah,
and Mel, I think that is an interesting story. Like I like the story based on what I've seen. I mean, I've watched most of it so far, but
yeah,
I like the general story. Like it's a pretty cool concept, but I think it's all ruined by animation and a couple other parts of it, like the
yeah.
power levels and
Like
stuff.
key story aspects. The whole, like, certain things, like especially relationship wise in that show, kind of like for
Yeah.
example, King and Diane. Like, he's known her since she was a like kid, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's just fucking weird. But all right. It's like, I've always loved you. Can we not? Like, it's,
How old are you?
yeah, it's like, you're a couple thousand years old, Chief. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Same thing with Elaine and Bond. Like, she looks like she's like 12.
Yeah,
Like,
that one I was like, she looks like she's like 10 years
yeah, I
old.
was like,
And
what
I
are we
get I
doing?
get she's a fairy, and so it's
It's the
they're
cop out. Yeah,
but
the
I know
standard
she's
cop
a
out.
fairy, but yeah.
Yeah,
But
that
he looks like a grown ass man
he's
and
a
she looks
whole
like a
grown ass
fucking
man.
child.
Yeah, and it's
So,
strange. Like, I can always admit that it's strange. I had a conversation about that in a forum recently, and I was like,
yeah.
I stuck to my guns, and I was like, but she's a fairy, and they typically present youthful, and they were
Yeah.
like, yeah, but they can also present as adults, and I'm like, fair point.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was. Besides that, though,
It's like, nah, bro, just get with what's her name? Jericho.
there you
And
go.
forget the fairy.
Right? Like, come on, man. But yeah, with regards to like the power structure issue or power level issue, the animation dipping, things of that nature, I just I'm a completionist, and I fell off the show. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, so am I. Like
Yeah,
I forced myself to watch, I believe, the rest of the season 4.
yeah,
Like I had to force myself to watch.
I'm
Like
sure.
I had to be like, you know what, I need to just finish it before I start something else. But I did fall off of it for a few weeks, and
Yeah, like, I took a break and then decided to watch up through where everybody thought that Meliodas died, and then I was like, I'm good. It's just kind of
yeah,
dragging for me, so I'm gonna swap to something else in the queue at this
it did
point.
drag a little bit
Yeah,
after. Like they could have ended that stuff
yeah,
way sooner as
way
far as
sooner.
the fights and the war, and like I feel like a lot of it, there were certain parts that did drag a lot.
Yeah, it was like filler for the sake of filler.
Yeah.
Looking at you, Naruto. But yeah, so
That's our reference to Naruto in this
there you
episode.
go. That's gonna be there. We're gonna make a Naruto reference pretty much for everything that we watch. We're gonna
I'll
figure out a way
I'll
to
put a
squeeze one
nice
in
little title screen in, or maybe.
there. It's like a random, quick, like
This is our
2 second card.
Naruto intermission.
We'll be right back. But yeah, that's gonna be about where I'm at mentally with that show. Like, I have no want or need to go back and finish it. There's so many
Yeah.
better anime out there.
I have a
than
whole
7
list I'm
episodes.
getting thrown at me. I don't need to go back to that garbage.
Exactly. Like, there are so many more shows that are significantly better than Seven Deadly Sins for me to go out there and watch. Like, I would rate this. Like, what would you rate it based on your small pool of experience with anime?
My small pool. Okay, well, so
Like, out
I'll
of
give
5
it
stars.
a out of 5 stars.
Yeah.
Oh, probably 2.
Okay. Yeah.
I would give season 1 like a 3 star, and season everything else like 2.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 or 4 for season 1, and then everything else 2. Like I said, because I like I said, I enjoy the overall world and concept and general story that they go with
Yeah.
about the characters, but it's just a lot of other things ruin it for me.
Yeah.
So
There's a bunch that's just there's more cons and pros to the show, and
yeah,
it had piqued my interest briefly for like all of season 1. I was like, man, this is really good. It's a great concept.
Yeah, I binged
Yeah.
most of season 1
Yeah,
like I did
and then I watched
Jujutsu
season 2
Kaisen.
because it was like season 2 now out whenever it came out, and I was like, oh yeah, it was 4 episodes, and I'm like, what are we doing? Nothing happened.
Yeah,
Yet.
the 4 episode thing was weird. I was like, I was on to season 3 because I
Yeah,
binged a little after during season 2, and then I saw I was in the middle of season 3. I was like, did I miss something?
yeah. I'm like,
I was like,
maybe I didn't watch it properly. So like, I was like, maybe the app is messing up and the episodes are like scrambled or something.
yeah,
No, it's just 4 episodes, and then that was it for a little while, and I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, that confused the hell out of me.
definitely weird.
But yeah, I think I would rate it at probably like I fully concur. 2 out of 5 for the majority of it, 3 out of 5 for the first season, because
Yeah,
overall rating C minus. I give it a C minus.
I agree.
Because it's just there's too many negatives. It's not. It's not.
Don't come after us, Seven Sins fans.
Bring it.
Leave me alone.
I have a family. Yeah, I with the amount of cons that it has to it, it's just not like if that is your cup of tea, y'all, cool. But for me, I can pass on it.
Yeah, I mean it's all personal preference.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course.
So, all right. Well,
that'll do it for our short review of the 7 Deadly Sins.
Indeed.
And next episode will be another long podcast. What do you want to do the next one on?
We got options. We'll keep it as a surprise.
Well, I'll post it on Instagram like I normally do. Kind of a hey, this is what's coming up.
Yeah.
I'll put the link on the screen.
Cool.
But the usual. If you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. We also have it on Spotify and a couple other platforms to listen to.
That's on Spotify. It's through Anchor. So if you want to go to the Anchor site, anchor.fm/Chilla Vanilla 5.
I'll try to put a title thing in that too.
Yeah, get that going, good sir. But that's going to link out to multiple platforms: Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, Pocket Cast. I believe now we're on. They're just adding it to more and more podcast locations, so it should be readily available to anybody that's ready to listen to it, which should be everybody that watches our videos because you love us. Yeah,
hopefully. All right, that's it.
Alrighty, we will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
All right, peace.